Hey everyone, so just to keep in with my low buy, I thought it would be a good idea to keep an inventory of all the items that I am starting off with in January, just so we can kind of do check-ins throughout the year and see how much I can accomplish by going on this no buy. So today I figured I would go over my what I would call like my step one drawer, and so this is the first drawer that I would reach into when I'm doing my makeup. So it just kind of has like prep as far as like primers. I have setting sprays, color correctors, and then like eye bases. So I figured I would just show you guys what I'm currently working with, and I give you like a little speed review of each. So these are my e.l.f. Putty Primers. I have both the matte one and then just the regular poreless one. I have my Tarte one, which this is pretty much done. I could probably get rid of that. I loved that one. These are okay. These are just like samples that I am trying to get through. Charlotte Tilbury, I tried it. I don't love it, but because my skin is transitioning, I figured I would just keep it around. Infallible, these are okay. I kind of like this one. So none of these like I would repurchase. Obviously this is a pore filler one. Obviously one of my main concerns when it comes to makeup is just I have larger pores on my face, so that's usually the type that I go to. So you can see the Wet n Wild Impossible. I have two of these. I love these. This is probably my favorite currently in my collection. This is really great for oily skin. Unfortunately it has been discontinued, so I took this with me to California and it survived me like hiking the Hollywood sign and all that. So good one. Sad to see it go. I bought this at Sephora when I found out that it was being discontinued, and yeah, it came dried from Sephora, so that's why you can tell it's old. So if you find it anywhere, I don't recommend it because they're probably all dried out at this point. I have my e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primers. I like these. I heard that they're a dupe for the Milk Makeup Grip Primers. I don't know. I've tried the grip one. I didn't love it enough to keep it in my collection. I just had like a sample of it, so I used it up. Actually, I don't even think I used up the sample. I used it a couple times and it didn't wow me. So, but these I continue to use. I actually really like it. I think makeup glides over it super beautifully, and it does stay on. It is very gripping. I do recommend like rubbing this onto your face and then just waiting, like not going right away in with your foundation. Just wait. You don't have to wait forever, but just waiting a little bit for it to go. Then I don't know if you guys are familiar with Camera Ready Cosmetics, but what I love about that store, it's a pro makeup store. I believe they do have like actual brick and mortar, but I shop it online because there are none where I currently reside. I think they have like one store, honestly. But if you go on their site, you can order, and it's like $3, $5, depending on what you're ordering, samples of like powders, foundations, primers, foundations, so much. So I did order some samples. I don't even know what I have. This is Cinema Secrets, and I think this is just like this probably shouldn't be in here. This should be in foundations. I purchased that as like a contour shade to try out. And then Hot Makeup Pores Away. This is the best pore filling primer I have ever tried. Like, it is so good, but it makes me break out. But I love it, so I will risk using it like for a special occasion. This is plenty. Like what they give you guys in a small sample, they do fill it up. It's plenty. Yeah, so if there's ever like a pro makeup brand that you're looking, like RCMA is one of them. They used to have Becca, but they have like some kind of like that are mainstream, but it's mostly pro, Graftopian. But you can totally order samples, and I love that. You do have to pay shipping, but their shipping is not that bad. But just to order samples of stuff, especially like foundations that you can try out, you know, that are hyped. Like the RCMA liquid one is pretty hyped right now, and I ordered a sample of it to see if I loved it, especially if you don't know your shade either. Like, I highly recommend. I feel like not enough people know about that, so there's just a side bit there. Also, Ben Nye Final Seal. When I was freelancing pro makeup, this is the setting spray that I would use over these two. You know, finishing spray and setting sprays. Obviously finishing spray is more so melting the powders and liquids together in your skin, and then you have, which this can be used as that too, honestly. And then these are like your sealers that it's going to make it last all night. So this by far I think is the best one. I actually think it's better than the all-nighter, to be honest. So yeah, it's really good. I don't use it every day. It's strong, but it's good, and I feel like it's like sweat proof. It's really, really good. This one's a really good one too. This one's like more gentle. The spray on this one actually kind of sucks. So sometimes I'll just spray it on a sponge and then dab it into the skin when working on a client, or if I'm working with myself, honestly. And then Charlotte Tilbury, I feel like no explanation needed. This is a really good one. I know there's people that don't like it. As you can see, like I used it's pretty much done for. So I can probably like pan that this year. I'm not doing like a project pan. I'm not trying to pan anything. I am a lover of makeup. I use my stuff so much, everything that I have in my collection. And that's why I'm doing this low buy, because I felt like I was getting to the point where I have too much that I wasn't really using it, but I do use my makeup enough that you guys will see. I can actually make a whole video of makeup that I've hit pan on, because I pan stuff quite often. So yeah, so these are like my 3 setting sprays. I would like to add one in my collection this year. It's already on my mind, because I feel like that's a whole of my collection. I don't have anything that melts my skin together. I never needed it because I've just been oily that, you know, like an hour or two, everything seeps in. And the way I do my makeup, I work in light layers that I've never felt a use for it. But because my skin is becoming more drier, I think that I could benefit from something that is more moisturizing. So that's something that I am keeping my eye out for. These are my eye bases right here. I don't have a lot. MAC Paint Pot. I panned this. I love it. I think it's a little more drying than what I would like for my aging eyes, honestly, but I do think it's beautiful. It could just be because I've been using this so long that it's drying out, you know. That's very well a possibility. And then I have these 2. These are like generic ones that I'm gonna use them. They work nice. I think they're like a P. Louise base, honestly. So I'm just trying to get through those. And then I recently picked up this one with my gift card when I bought that Jaclyn Hill Skin Tint, and I like it so far. I like it. The only thing I'm not like fond of is it's not really tinted, so I really like something tinted to give me full opacity when I'm doing my eyeshadow. But it is really nice. It actually works better than what I've been using. Like, it really makes the eye base like last a long time. This is like a tried and true Embryolisse. I don't use this a lot on myself. It was more for clients that I was using. I would use this as a base. I've had it for quite some time, so it's almost to the expiration, so I might just end up getting rid of this, honestly. Over here are concealers. No, over here, these are like corrector shades. These were sent to me, being transparent, from Graftopian, just for like in exchange for review. Like, it's not like a YouTube thing that I'm doing a video for. So I have these. I have not opened them. I have not tried these yet. I probably will just keep one to test out, because they sent me like pretty much a lot of everything in their collection, and some of their stuff I really do love. So I might just look for one corrector shade that will work for me. Because I'm no longer freelancing, I might just pass this along to another artist in my state that does freelance that they can use. Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is everything. I've panned this too, and I haven't even had it a year. I love it so much. It's beautiful. It's very lightweight, so it's not going to go with your full glam makeup. There's just something about it that's just so beautiful, and because it's like, it's got like a sheen to it, so you will need to set it, but it's so easy to pat out if you don't, you know, but it will gather. But what I love about it is because even though it's like lightweight, you can build it up. It's obviously more opaque than their skin tint, and you can probably use this all over as a base, and it's, oh my god, it's beautiful, especially if you have dry skin or normal skin. I was using this when I have oily, and I still love it. You know, you would just have to set it. It's beautiful because it has that sheen, even though it's not like as full coverage, because light reflects it so well. I feel like it really is flattering, even if you know, have like those dark circles, but you just want to go more natural, you know, if it's a concern. It's not going to cover, it's not going to make it go away, it's going to be there, but the way the light reflects off of it, I do think it's a beautiful product. Then I have my Pat McGrath Labs. As you can see, I've used this almost all the way up to, I actually really love that. My preference is more medium light coverage with everything and anything, and this is full coverage, and I absolutely love it. Like, love it. It's beautiful. I could dab just a little bit on when I'm wearing like a skin tint. If I'm doing like a Glossier no makeup, that might be a little too much, but still, it's beautiful. Born This Way, I've had this in my collection for quite some time. I bought it because when it was like really hyped up, honestly, but I've been using it a lot lately, more so just because I want to get use out of the things, and it's an older thing in my collection, so I want to use it before it expires. And I've actually been really enjoying it. Not enough to repurchase, but enjoying it to the point where I actually really like love it. It's not something that I'm dreading using. I think it looks beautiful. Sheared out, you can build it up. I don't use it that way. Then I have the let me look at it. e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. This is exactly what it is. It's like a brightener. That's exactly what I use it for. So some days where I'm just a little extra tired, or I didn't go in with like one of my color correctors, I will just put that a little bit. So if I use like these are more closer to my skin tone. Like, this one's a little brighter, but these are closer to my skin tone. I don't have a concealer that's like very well I have that, and that's something that I use to mix in. But mostly I just use this because it's lighter and it's a more skin-like finish than I would say the LA Girl Pro Conceal is. So I do like this for that. I literally would just go in the innermost corner or wherever I want to brighten, sometimes like on my cheeks, just to like add like a lighter color, you know, so that I have like a highlighted look without putting highlighter. It's done with foundation. I love multi-dimensional makeup looks like that, especially sometimes when I get into the artistry side of makeup, like when I'm working with clients. I love using multiple colors to shape the face because I feel like not everyone is one skin tone. Obviously for the everyday girl, one skin tone, you know, one foundation color, you know, works okay, but when I really sit down and want to like paint, I'm using different colors for all different places of the face to make them multi-dimensional. Sorry if I'm over talking or getting carried away here. We already went over the MAC Pink Pot. I'm sorry I skipped over these two. These are my 2 color correctors. Becca, I love it so much, so much. I had an LA Girl one. I wasn't too fond of it, to be honest. I went with this and I stood with it ever since, and I was really sad when Becca was going out of business, so I went and bought the Pixie one because I heard it was a dupe. And it's okay, I like it. It's darker. I prefer the Becca one, and because that one is still around and Smashbox bought it, I will continue to purchase this one over this one, but I am using it. I don't hate this one. This one's just a little more drier. It's a little bit darker. I have made a dent in this one, but this one I've almost panned already, as you can see. That once I try to use these interchangeably just because I love, you know, I love this one. This one's okay too. It's not bad. I would recommend it. However, once I finish up both of these, I will repurchase this one. And then this, again, like I said, Graftopian sent me some things, and I just threw this in here because it's blue. So I feel like a lot of the things that I personally own, I go with a golden or yellow, and sometimes if it's too yellow, too orange, adding a little bit of blue. This is too dark of a blue, but I can try to make it work. I just like using this as a like, color adjuster. I haven't used it yet, but that's how I thought I would use it. Same thing with this. I need something with a rosier tone. This is a foundation. I don't know what foundation, honestly, is like this rosy, as you can see. So same thing, I plan on using it like as a mixer if need be, or even like a blush, honestly, but I put it up here as like a mixer. Same with these two. I've never opened these. I figured maybe for Halloween, like I said, I kind of saw it as like a color adjuster thing. Yeah, so I don't know if I will ever use those. I put them here because I feel like that's where they would belong, but I might just get rid of those or pass those along to an artist who would actually use it. So that is like a quick review and roundup of everything that I have. Let me go ahead and give you guys some numbers. Hey guys, so I'm back. I was tallying up everything that I have so that I can give you guys a running total, and I just forgot to mention that I do. This sits on top of my vanity at all times. That's why it wasn't in this drawer, but this is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Oil. This is so beautiful. I talk about it probably in every video that I've made so far on YouTube. It's a dry oil, so that's why I loved it. Oil really scared me when I was an oily gal, but because it's a dry oil, from what I've learned, is obviously dry oil sinks in quickly, but it gives you that hydration that you need, but it's not like a tacky glowy base, if that makes sense. It is absolutely beautiful. It looks beautiful with foundations, tapped in over a foundation, under skin prep. I use it in my hair, on my body, when I'm feeling dry, on my hands. Like, this is just so beautiful. I've never had an oil that has sunken in so beautifully, because I have used like from The Ordinary, I've used the Drunk Elephant Marula like skincare, and I would use that more like at night because I was so afraid to use it during the day for it to break up my makeup. This has been just such a tried and true, so I wanted to add this in there because I did almost forget. So for primers, I have 18, that's including the Danessa Myricks, but everything I showed you was 17. I did not include was this because this is in the wrong spot. That's technically a contour. It was just, I just had it in the wrong drawer. As you can see, I don't use it often, but yes. So setting sprays, I have 3, which isn't bad. Color correctors, 11, but there's only 2 that I really use, but I am going to count these because I do have them. So until I decide to give them away, keep them, whatever, I am counting it in there. So that is 11. Eye bases, I have 4. These 4 right here that I use, so not too bad. I would like to maybe get it down to 2 and 2 that I love, so I really want to finish up those generic ones. And then concealers, I have 6, which I also think is not bad. This one, First Day Beauty, is probably on its way out. Actually, I don't think I talked about it, so I do apologize. It's literally on its way out. I'm really sad. I love it. It's such a beautiful product. And I think it's being discontinued because it's not anywhere, and I figured I need to move on and find something. So I might go with drugstore, we'll see. But yeah, those are my totals for the beginning of 2022. We are in January, and that is what I have for my step 1. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.